Hey guys, Cheap here with Darkness Within in pursuit of. Okay, real quick, guys. I started to record this and realized I hadn't like changed the settings and stuff like that, so it records smoother. And I messed up the name then too. So heads up, I will never say this name right because I keep thinking it's Low and North. It's Loth Nolder, and yet again, I'm never going to get it right. Also, hi, did you guys miss me? Sorry for the sniffling and any coughing that happens. I'm still sick. Hopefully, one day I'll stop dying. I'm supposed to do a Skype call with a boyfriend's mom for the first time ever today, and I am just in the best shape for it. Totally winning. Anywho, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna go with detective. But for the record, if I get stuck, I'm so sorry, and I'll look up something to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, if it's just me playing, like, I don't mind being stuck for hours, but I don't want you guys to sit there watching me be stuck for hours.
Men of broader intellect
Lovecraft!
know that there is no
Yeah, this is Lovecraft theme. That's all I got on this game. Sorry for the cough. If I was professional, I'd edit those out, but I don't know how to. Oh.
They said that two
Are you?
humans found me in the morning, 7 miles from the town of Windlaps. I was laughing and muttering meaningless gibberish to myself. I was cursing and arguing with myself. A raving madman with burning eyes, lost in the dark depths of his own merciful delirium.
Sounds like a regular night for me.
They say that I had been searching for a particular grave in the local cemeteries. They were right. If you knew whose grave it was, you would understand. So
Whose grave is it?
which seemed abnormal, had nothing to do with madness. You must understand that.
Okay.
If you knew what had happened to me, then you would, I promise, also understand the reasons for my behavior.
Catch your sister up.
Started on that cold November day.
Is that a baby?
That was when I was given the case of the fugitive suspect, Loth Nolder, a man whose intelligence I greatly admired. He had returned after 5 years of traveling to bizarre locations and had become the primary murder suspect in the first case he took on. It was Loth Nolder who left Wellsmouth those 5 years ago. But was he the same man who returned? That's the question.
Totally Innsmouth.
This I will leave to the judgment of the readers of these notes. They tell me that I've been here in the Wellsmouth Mental Institution for 2 weeks now. Is it really that long?
What is that candle?
I cannot say.
Like, the right one, not the one in front of us.
The doctors tell me I am making progress.
No.
I think they're lying. It takes me longer every day to remember where I am, even who I am, after I wake up from the dreams.
How do you know that?
That is why it is essential to keep these
Oh.
notes as I struggle to convince myself that I am really mad. Because before the night that I was found, I looked into the deepest wells of madness more than any man alive. Yes, definitely. I must be wrong. It's everything I have seen. I have seen through the eyes of insanity's omnipresent soul.
Alright, step one, I'm gonna stop playing this game and go read Lovecraft right now. Good job, guys. Oh. Okay, so I got an air. Oh. Can I squish the cockroach? Can't open the store, there's no handle. You know, I was about to make the observation that there was a severe lack of handle. Alright. Whoops. Oh, there's door. The cockroach is the secret to all of this. Is there anything on the ceiling? There's a light bulb. Oh, I haven't played a game like this in a while. What's that in the wall? If I go a little forward. That almost looks like a weird drawing of, like, the human brain. Anything? Nothing? No hints? Also, holy schnazzle, these graphics. Alright, what's that? What does it mean? Who drew all this graffiti? That is an excellent question. Oh, we got an open door. Okay. Yeah, how beautiful. Reminds me of the Red Room from Twin Peaks. Is that a body? Oh, it's just a corpse. Calm down. What?
Oh, another nightmare. What's going on with these dreams I've been having lately? So vivid. Almost as if they were real.
Okay, is that a person right there or not? I'm more concerned with the possible person there. Alright, let's get out of bed. Why do you have a poster of a person? With paintings of the young infamous. Okay. The bright future ahead of him. Let's try that again. One of the paintings of the young and infamous painter Harry Wilcox was my friend. Last year he died in a tragic car accident. You say he had a bright future ahead of him. Alright, what's... Phone. No. Phone. Phone! Right click. Okay. Well, if it's a missed call, I'm not going to bother with it. Oh. Oh, I'm digging these gems. Alright, how do I... Okay. Oh, I can open that drawer. I and my nightmares. Oh! Okay, we're gonna be here for... Ooh, Pikmin. Like, Pikmin's model. That's a really good short story, by the way. Alright, we're gonna be here for a while because I'm gonna be reading. Preface. There are times where even the howlings of the fearful sirens are not enough to affect one. And there are such times when even the withered moon that is hidden behind a cloud can affect and shatter life which is in the darkness of a cave. Illusions of myth that are long forgotten affect and dominate the imagination unexpectedly. Thus, some people imagine primordial forests in which thousands of unknown life forms are living. Dark cities where life ended eons ago. Sorry, I'm reading on the fly here. I mess up. And deserts where the highest towers of those dark cities now are no more. Okay, that threw me off. Now are no more than simple pieces of rock, revealing only very tiny portions like the tip of an iceberg. They wander in vast crypts which are full of the permanent smell of death, and in places where one can remember that beauty and splendor had once existed, proving that no beauty and splendor can exist forever. And some folk observe fascinating and dreadful details which others miss, even if these details are sufficient to make them crazy. Who can understand their meanings? But these details are carved into the minds of the ones who deliberately miss them. And in time they change into myths which in turn induce consternation. Sometimes the past that should be dead shows itself cruelly in instant hallucinations and enchanted dreams. In such situations, a person can only have peace where he forgets everything. Fundamental thing is that really time is the only friend of forgetfulness. Friendships are not eternal. Peace is a luxury which can be obtained through eternal sleep for those who do not have Nepenthe? Edwin Pickman. Okay, so I think they just picked the name Pickman because Pickman's model is a Lovecraft story about a guy that's a painter. Of course, told through somebody else that's clearly not the guy that's the painter. But he paints just really horrific things and stuff like that. And he invites the one close friend he has over to, like, see some of his paintings that he can't show before people because they would just freak out because of the timing and stuff like that. I'm not going to go any more into it than that because any more than that will ruin the story, but you got the basic premise of what's going on. Alright, turn the page. Oh, gee, yeah, we're going to be here a while. Give me a second, I got to get a drink. I'm gonna pop a cough drop in, but if my voice keeps doing what it's doing now, I'll probably just have this be the one episode today and try to do 2 tomorrow or just one later in the day when I'm better. Also, let me know how you guys want me to make up missing videos for 2 days to you, because I really want to do that. I was thinking about doing like 30-minute videos for a couple days until like I was sort of caught up time-wise, or just doing 40-minute videos for a few days, which would be less time. Or just doing like... I thought about doing 4 videos a day for a while, but I thought that would be too much. Anyways, give me guys input on if you want me to make up the 2 days to you, or if you don't care, because I'll probably run over to next month anyways, like I always do. Just, I want your general input on the matter. Alright. The burnt house. There it stands under sunlight. A marker to show it's still there. As black as night and with no moonlight. And its doom is laid so bare. I swear I might be dyslexic. I just mix up letters and things. Alright. Once, suddenly, within devouring fires, it was burning, turning into its black, threatening mark. And the screams were shaking, breaking and taking away the laugh, which would only then be a whisper, ended with a tremendous hark. All there ended their laugh with its tremendous hark, and the fires devoured their screams as little demons fled with a laugh, before the eyes of the one who ran in dread through the dark, and the house burned and turned into this black, threatening mark. Does this guy just have a lot of poetry? Oh, I think he does. Actually, this looks more like a story. No, it's a poem too. Alright, poetry time, guys. Time of the triumphant witch. It was noisome, bleak, and stormy night. That night after my friend Harold Gallo died. He was just 18, so full of life and bright. Found dead, alone in his home by the riverside. Then, as a storm was roaring in, trees swung left to right. I heard that awful story now, carved in my mind. It is about a witch who will not be seen in daylight. She was betrayed by our people, cursed the town and died. She lived in the forest, too close to our town, so none would dare to enter from dusk until dawn. Seldom she came here to buy some food or a gown, and never said bad things, nor caused us any harm. Still the young ones of the town, their fear grew great. They said to the old people, which must be burnt as such. But the old ones stood against, said, curb your hate. They cried, betraying her brings trouble far too much. Yet the young ones, scared, thought that she could be burnt so fast. And they called the witch hunters to burn her down to dust. Without proper inquisition, they put her in a cage. No words came from her mouth. neither any curse nor rage. As the devouring red flames shone before my eyes, those damned hellish words were heard within her painful cries. You'll pay for this foolish act with your own children's lives. They will die when they're 18. This will be your woeful prize. And thus the story ends here, but the curse endures anew. 6 children have died with the sign of the witch on their brow. The same night, come the next morn, we've had a newborn. And this sign, so rumors say, numbers when she'll be reborn. Yes, I'd seen that sign before, just before Harold died. No natural death, he killed himself that night. Yet 'tis strange, but last in my sight. He seemed not quite himself, like a doll that can be thrown aside. I snuck into Gallows' home and found a spot to hide. Then he came in silence and went up, like night arrayed. Clad in black, face pale moonlight, eyes so wide. And his chamber was changed, mirrors all round displayed. When I followed him upstairs, as silent as a thief, what I saw is much for me, my belief cracked beneath. His chamber door was not closed. To me, he held his back. Shit. But I saw a reflection of pale face, colored with bloody, awful relief. He was carving the sign, 11 on his brow with an old rusty blade. Then he cut his own throat so quick, he did not hesitate, and fell down to the floor, still alive and shaking in pain so great. Then I ran away into the night, all I could feel was coldest dread. This is the story I have kept in the soul of mine. Everything started for me on the 1st of April, 1699. That was the date on which Harold's soul took flight. I'm sure tomorrow will be the witch's triumphant night. That was a sweet poem. Ooh. Alright, leave in the comments below if you want me to keep reading all the poems and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna do that for the rest of this episode, because I want to. I really like poetry. But if you guys don't want to hear all the poetry and just have me leave it up for a few seconds so you guys can read it, actually be more than a few seconds because I'm a slow reader. Yeah, if you want a few seconds so you can read it, or if you want me to read it, just toss it out there. I don't mind reading it. Yet again, I love poetry. Monster Sigh. I've seen the moon, awful and pale, as looking upon me in its darkened sail. No blinks, no closing, just stared too hot, like the eye of a monstrous god. Winds shouted and mocking stars were wiped, but the pale monstrous eye has never stopped. It keeps looking on as if hating me. Screamed I, what have I done so wrong to thee? And the eye replied with a cacophonic rhyme, You were cursed, O ye, the devil's mime. But how unfortunate for me, for as ye be, under my beams, the things that's cursing me. How dare ye own the sun's own beams? Without them ye are not. I'll pass ye by. Don't look upon me, ye monstrous eye. 'Cause when the sun comes, you'll disappear like dreams. Pale, lifeless, malicious century of night. Shouted out so that clouds will flee from sight. All the raging winds suddenly died out to hear what the unblinking eye will say to make me fear. But it has done nothing, yet still staring at me, like it was saying, Damned thing, I do curse thee. From now on, thee'll always feel my enmity, till the clouds will be thine only ease to eternity. And every night it keeps looking, staring at me. Monstrous eye perceive, I too am just like thee. Only the damned ones can safely walk under thy damned beams, till the sun comes out to hinder. It's like a full book. Oh, no, that's it. Okay. Share pages. I'm gonna finish reading this and that'll be the episode. Also, for those wondering, I'm gonna play Dreamscape after this. I just wanted to put something in between RPG games because I know that got a little bit monotonous. And also, when I get closer to that, I'll ask if you guys want me to do side quests and the full thing, or just kind of focus. I like to side quest and get best items, yada yada. Anywho, back to poetry after I cough. Sorry about the coughs again. Through the gate of horn. Every night when I lose my fight against Lord Hypnos, Acela sends his curse to me, affright my diadem of horns, which makes shadows move and floating things arise from their mossy basalt graves to dispel the peace of all lights. Lurkers call. I have seen them all through Insanity's omnipresent soul, is burning, turning, and blasphemously churning, smiling, mocking, and heinously laughing, while carrying winds did haul aside to everlasting ethereal spheres, dim, bleak, and heretically foul. Now from distance seems indefinitely tall, sinisterly lurk, wait, and in silence they crawl, and from a lightless, strangely call of basaltic hall, insistently they bawl, howl, and call. That sounds awful. You're just like constantly hearing these like terrifying things just lurking. From the abyssal plains. Oh, the depthlessly sunken thing, shady haze of unknown leak, of thoughts and dreams, and the utmost beak hiss, the things of that I dare not speak. Within the city that numbly sleeps, the dreadful dead dreamer rests, and yet it persistently weaves and calls through the unknown seas that are beneath the folds. Totally talking about our Lord and Savior Cthulhu. A dream. Beyond the clouds' consciousness, I dream a purple haze. From windy heights down to my poor self, it leaks into the maze of my soul, my burden too heavy now to lift, my binding jury lace, and strikes me, shrieks, hisses, but yet tenderly kisses me in my cursed state of days. A haze so bright, and brighter yet than the sun's ever-burning face, yet cold, calm, and so softly falling, as the blue light of the moon that sets, my demon, my soul, now an ill-shaded wraith, once my brightly glowing grace. Now I look quietly with a morning face, as if I'm drifting towards death I pace. That's cool. Like, something is leaking into his soul, and then it, like, damages it, and it becomes almost the same thing. I could, like, sit here and, like, go into actual analytics, but okay, so my first degree is in English writing, so a lot of time I would sit there with like one line of something and just go really deep into it and do this stuff line by line. Like I could write full papers on things. I'm not gonna do that with you guys because I'm pretty sure that would be boring really, really fast. Although I had a lot of fun doing it. Anyway, this is why I'm not allowed to be in book clubs, because I overanalyze the crap out of everything, because I was trained to. Anywho, last one, the voice. I heard a voice, or a deep, gentle noise, that filled wicked lies with might. Within stone bed, the numbly dead can stay away from light. It was a phrase that was told in days of olden shadowed times. In dormant state, said the dead can wait for the time he is to rise. Yet again, totally referencing Cthulhu again, in my opinion. You know, people think it's wicked lies, like, oh, yes, humanity's going to fall, blah, blah, blah. Where, like, in general, the best thing about Lovecraft is there are these gods and things greater than us, and they give no craps about us tiny people down here. There's a really good Lovecraft documentary. I enjoy watching it. I know it's weird that anybody likes watching documentaries. I'll actually link that in the comments because I really like it, and you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. Anyway, but they also like kind of analyze like what makes the uncanny and things like that so great. But stone bed, numbly dead, like they're not fully dead. You know, the light's not reaching them. Yeah, again, a lot of times when dealing with Cthulhu and like general Lovecraftian beings and stuff like that, they were said more often in the past than they are now. I don't know why I'm using my mouse to indicate things. And yet again, he's in a dormant state. And they're waiting for him to rise. Alright. Well, I'm probably going to call the episode here. I think I'll go into another one. Actually, since we're zoomed in on this, what's up with this? Alright, we have no new messages. We're good, guys. Why did I click that? I got control of things and I just shot off to the right because I forgot that's how this worked. Whee! Day 1, the beginning, November 5th, 2011. Alright, I was wondering what time this took place in. Alright, I can't mess with the clock. But it's there for us to inspect. Since we got a little bit more of this room. Yeah, let me go ahead and finish up the room. Nightmare, just... Dang it! Nightmare, just an adhesive drip. To drop into the nightmare when carelessly you slip. This painting always reminds me of that poem. Baitot, one of my... What is that? One of my favorite books of poetry. Okay. We can't read this one. You guys are lucky. A painting of a tree. It's clearly like a thin outline of Slender Man right there. We're all gonna die. When in doubt, assume Slender Man is involved. Alright, I can't go lower than that. Phone was ringing. I better check it out. Okay, so next episode, we will check out the phone. Didn't make our bed at all. We are terrible. Anyways, I'm Cheap. This has been Darkness Within. I'm going to label the series Darkness Within because I don't think there are other ones, even though it's labeled Darkness Within 1. If there are, let me know, because it looks like an interesting series. I really like it so far. Even though we've done, like, what, 10 minutes worth of work in 30 minutes? Anyways, I'm Cheap. Games Darkness Within. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.